Hello, chat. What's up? How's it going? You can't believe I wasn't invited to the Marvel event? What Marvel event are you talking about? There is a Marvel event I am doing. I'm doing pre-release with let me pull that up actually. If you saw this uh, post, I am doing pre-release at the Game Hub. And if you go to Crim, the Asian Avengers uh, Blue Sky, I believe there should be a link to this. We're going to be doing pre-release there, and you can. It's just a normal pre-release, so you can sign up. You can go there if you want to play pre-release with like me and Quips and Guac and Krim and these other YouTubers. So that's something I'm doing. But no, I'm not like a brand ambassador for Magic or anything. Why am I on the spyware browser? Every browser is spyware. Unless you're on Linux, your browser is always spyware, dude. I use this one because I think it has some useful features that I like. I like the island. You can't see it here because this is my main. This isn't my main window, but I have like island tabs and stuff, and there's like organizational things that I like about Opera GX, which makes it useful. Um, anyway, I just want to talk about the set basically. The big one with BDG, the Command Zone. Oh, I did. None of them know who I am. That's not gonna. That's not gonna fly. Actually, I know who Jimmy and Rachel are, but like beyond that. Anyway, I want to talk about this Marvel Super D Duper D Heroes set. And one thing that's kind of interesting is so there's what 281 cards in the main set. And there's only 42 non-legendary creatures compared to out of the total 170. And if I do this, so there's 128 legendary creatures to 42 regular ones, which is kind of interesting. There's a lot of legends in this. What do I think about the set? Well, that's going to be this whole stream. What do people care? Don't do weird things people shouldn't see then. Well, I mean, if a company is making money off of me in a way that isn't obvious, I mean, there is a reasonable, like, there's something to care about there. So like the problem with like the we're off topic already, but the problem with the data selling isn't that I'm doing like illegal black market things I don't want them to see. The thing with the data selling is imagine a world where you get a email that a family member passed away. Then that data from your browser gets yoinked and sold to airline companies. And then when you log on to you search on Google Flights or something to find flights, the prices for you are jacked up because they know you're willing to spend more because you gotta go out there for the funeral, the wedding, or some like important thing. And then you get like scalped in that way. That's the problem with like all this like data sharing and price sharing is like ultimately it affects you in like different ways. All right. Anyway, that's like that's the problem with like the data stealing stuff. That's not related to the set. All right. I want to talk about I want to talk about the set. There's a lot of legends. Is one thing I want to like point out. Like if I now Skyfall has been hella slow today. I think it's because the set is out. But I want to do like Lorwyn Eclipsed. Legendary creature. 16 compared to like 140 or whatever, right? 16 to 140. That is crazy. And then if I do type not legendary, there's 152 non-legendary. So when we look at like a normal set, it's full of just like regular inhabitants of the world, right? A random Kithkin Knight, a random shapeshifter, a random incarnation, and these merfolks and blah blah blah. All the like little random characters in the world to do world building, and then the legendary cards do the storytelling. So Abigail is not from Lorwyn. They're from Strixhaven. They're on Lorwyn doing a thing, right? The High Prefect Morcount is a relevant character, right? Irdu and Isulu are like the relevant things to the world switching around, right? So a lot of it is like the storytelling there. The thing about most Universes Beyond sets is that they don't do storytelling in the same way because they're just references, which can work as a one-off. Like, I don't care for the Final Fantasy set because it is just references, right? It's just references. There's no story here. There's nothing of interest to me. But it's just a one-off thing, and it sits there, right? And then that's kind of it. Whereas with these, we're doing like a billion Marvel sets, and this set, you'll notice, has like little to no X-Men, which probably means that we're going to get X-Men like in the next set or the next Marvel set, right? So I feel like if you're not a Marvel fan, a lot of these are going to blend together. Like this Call Damage Control and the Construction Worker from Spider-Man, that's like the same thing, right? Like these sets are going to blend together so hard. How did Abigail get there? They can't planeswalk. There's like Omen Paths. Planeswalkers are like irrelevant now. What about Avatar? Okay, yeah. Let's talk about other ones, which because I think this is interesting, right? So this is just character reference slot, right? And so is Final Fantasy. I don't know what a chocobo is. I assume it's on a racetrack. It's kind of cool, right? But for the most part, it's just like, here's the Moogle. Cool. I don't. Here's Cloud. He's there, and I guess he uses swords, right? Like, it's kind of just there's no story beat, which this is intentional for this set, right? Because it's supposed to cover like a dozen different games. I really hated with the in the Universe Beyond video I made. There were people that were like, "Oh, you don't know what the story beat is for Golf's final act?" No, I have no clue. Is he killing the final boss? Is he Cloud's friend who's dying and doing like an Uncle Ben thing? Does he even know Cloud? I have no clue. I think this could be at the beginning of the story, the middle, the end. There's 19 stories. It doesn't tell me anything, right? Avatar is kind of hard for me to say, right? Because I actually do know the source material. So the references actually hit me, right? Because when I see Badger Mole Cub, although it's not a story beat, I get the reference, but it's still not a story beat, right? I think there's too many Aangs for this. I think they should have done 4. One that air bends, one that air bends and water bends, one that air, water, earth bends, and one that does all 4. Just 4 Aangs probably would have made sense. At least Final Fantasy was like a 99-67 split. Split of what? As of both those, the set doesn't lead into exactly. This doesn't like there's a lot of cool Marvel stories. Like go read Immortal Hulk and you'll have a great time. There is nothing in here that makes someone go, "Damn, I need to go read the Immortal Hulk" or something. Like a specific story that's being told. It's really just kind of like, they eat the sandwich. Epic. I don't know. It's very much like nostalgia slop, reference slop. It's just like all that. Um, it's kind of whatever. I'm not super excited about it. Um, Random thrown together creatures, I sleep. Yeah, exactly. Uh, in a true high fantasy setting, the normal creatures are standard inhabitants of the plane, but are also novel and cool to us lowly humans. Yes, very true. Right? You can't. In Avatar, it's less so because the world is more fantastical. So like, you know, Boiling Rock Rioter is like a random guy, but he still shoots fire out of his fists, right? So he's still kind of like a magical dude. Whereas the small amount of normal things like the Baxter building, this is just a building, you know? It's not even like that cool. It's a rectangular skyscraper. uh so and a lot of Universes Beyond stuff is going to end up like this, which I don't like. I kind of like when stories are told through cards as opposed to just like, remember when Sokka drunk the funny cactus juice and then he was tripping balls? You know, like I get it. It was it was a good episode. I remember, but like, this doesn't do anything for me. To be fair, Gran is just a woman. That's true. She's a waterbender, though. Let's be real. She is a waterbender, right? No, I'm not mad about magic not being magical. I'm not even saying that they shouldn't have printed this Marvel set, but I think that it is just random shit is the problem, right? Like, this is just random stuff. Like, do I need Justice? I don't know. Do I need also Kang and also Killmonger and also Kazar? I don't know who that one is. Like, do I need every single reference possible? Or could it have been something that like told a specific story? Now it's hard to do with like a full set, but like if we go to like TMNT, I think one of the problems with a lot of these sets is like the cards kind of blend together because they're all the same thing. It doesn't mean anything to me. If I look at all the different versions of Donatello, these completely blend together to me. Like gun to my head, I could not tell you the difference between Donatello Gadget Master, Donatello Way with Machines, Donatello Turtle Techie, Donatello Mutant Maniac, or even the other team ups like Don and Leo versus Don and Ralph. Not a clue. Could not tell you the difference between these. If it was in this, they went with a small set with this, right? This is a small set. If they really locked in on just like story moments and beats and made it like not even like a regular set, but like a jumpstart product, it could work, I know there's no ties to magic lore and Planeswalkers are absent, but the story being told here is one from I get this Universes Beyond. But there is no story being told here. That's the thing, is like this isn't the fact that there is 4 versions of Donatello is not to tell a story, right? Like Donatello Turtle Techie, what does that tell me? He uses technology. Way with Machines, what does that tell me? He uses technology. Gadget Master, what does this tell me? Like, I'm not learning about Donatello as a character. I'm not like seeing his progression in any way. These are just different references of Donatello over the years. It's not that they're telling a story within Universes Beyond. Like the Final Fantasy one, I don't get any of the references. They're still not telling a story there. Avatar, I get the references. They are not telling a story, right? There's no like story beats. And that is just a problem with Universes Beyond that I find frustrating. People are acting as if the art on the cards from older in-universe sets don't convey a story here. Have cohesiveness. The story on its own might be interesting. Let's go to a random set. Let's like actually, let's put my money where my let's put my money where my mouth is. Let's go to random set. I need Scryfall to load, please. There we go. I'm gonna go old, right? Let's scroll back a little bit. Man, y'all want to do we can do Rise of the Eldrazi, right? All right. What do we know about Zendikar, right? Is we know that Zendikar is like this adventure world. There's all these different, elves and core and these different factions. And then Rise of the Eldrazi is where the Eldrazi show up. They're these like alien, otherworldly, planet-eating monsters. So we need to like see the like panic, the like, trying to fight against the Eldrazi, introduction of the Eldrazi. Like, what do we learn about them? Okay, all right. Let's start right here. All is dust. Right? The emergence of the Eldrazi isn't necessarily a bad thing as long as you've already lived a fulfilling and complete life without regrets. That's a fun quote. And each player sacrifices all colored permanents he or she controls, which tells you what the Eldrazi do. They're these colorless things that eat mana. They destroy the things of the 5 colors. So the hounds help the core, so this buffs another creature. Baneful Omen is kind of interesting. The merfolk sees bad omens coming, and guess what? The Eldrazi show up. Oh, this is the beginning of the story. They see the bad omens. The Awakening Zone, these obelisks that kind of bring about the Eldrazi. Huh? We got the beginning of the story here. We can just keep going. Merfolk use protection magic on themselves to defend themselves against the flying things, I guess. Certain cards didn't have... So, yeah, they used to... back then, they didn't do this, but they added stamps for cards that have, like, story beats. They're fighting the Eldrazi. We can see, like, the Merfolk guy striking the Eldrazi. I don't know. I feel like generally you can get the vibes here. And keep in mind, by the way, I haven't read any of the Zendikar books or whatever, right? Like if you are completely new to Zendikar, I am also new to Zendikar in this capacity. I didn't play when we went to Zendikar first. This is before my time, right? The War of the Spark, the story cards do have a number and order, so you can look at the cards in order to see. But I wanted to make it like that's obviously really obvious, right? They basically give you page numbers for a story. But like here you have to like piece it together a bit more. Trinket, are you building any of the 309 new commanders coming out? Probably not. Sam, you never read the lore, but you know the story from the cards. Yeah, exactly. You can figure out a lot of the story from the cards, and then anything in between that isn't doing the story is just showing you the world of the place. The goblins, they build tunnels. I know that from Goblin Tunneler. The Hand of Emrakul, right? This is like... this is, part of Emrakul that, they spawn off these, like, Eldrazi creatures, and this makes more... this uses Eldrazi spawn to make a bigger creature, and it kind of shows that the spawn bring about more of them. I feel like all this makes sense, right? Back to Marvel. Leader Supreme Super Genius. I don't know who this character is, right? I absolutely could not tell you a single thing about him. If a creature you control would connive, instead you draw a card, then that creature connives. Cool. So he connives, I guess, right? We're learning about the character. And then at the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control connives. Okay. So he's a conniving villain, right? I don't know anything about him. Now, if I go type in leader, are we going to learn anything about him? Is there another card that references him? Looks like no. This is just a one-off. That's it. We haven't even talked about the cards yet, but I feel like this is like the distinction. I kind of want to like drill home between Universes Beyond and Nonsense. Is like the lore there is just not there. It is just references. And I do think that is something that is cool about in-universe sets that is lacking from Universes Beyond sets. Again, there's nothing wrong about you like liking the set or whatever, right? This is just like a comparison thing that I think is interesting. We already have characters we know about. Jace, blah blah blah. Is Jace gonna go to New York City and fight Spider-Man? I sure hope so. Knife stays on top. My body laundry. The card is actually neat. By the way, this is a. All right, let's start talking about the cards. All right. There are actually a couple of interesting legendaries. I actually think Leader Super Genius is a cool legendary. How many blue cards are in Connive to make this work? I don't know, but does seem reasonably powerful. You find this argument to be a bit disingenuous. If you know, I want to know about Bray, for example, you will just know who. Sorry, what are you, Bree? What are you talking about? What is Bree? Am I missing something? No deck reviews today. No. Or maybe Nicol Bolas can drop in the city. Well, you know what? Carl Fleming, I will, tell you if there's a, as we scroll through these, I'll let you know if there's an interesting card I would like to build around. Sorry, Ancient Spark. I don't know if I understand your argument here. Like, yeah, can you find magic characters? Oh, Bree Stoutarm from Lorwyn. Oh. You mean, isn't he Breon? Am I... Yeah, okay, why? I was like, who's Bree? You probably should set up an alert if someone gives you bits. I thought my thing does do that. Wait, did somebody give me bits? Oh, no, I missed it. Thank you. Whoever did that. I did not pop up on my restream. So I can't. Okay, no. I'm not saying that you can't Google Iron Man and like read a story about Iron Man. Like obviously you can do that. Like I actually do read like superhero comics from time to time. Like I understand that I can go read a Hulk comic and learn more about the Hulk. That is fine. I'm saying that these cards collectively do not tell a unique story. Something which is different from other Magic sets, and I dislike that. Bree Stoutarm's, you mean Breon's daughter? Bree Stoutarm? Yes, you're correct. Across the, large history of Magic the Gathering, can you find characters that don't have a lot of lore? Yeah, no shit. Like, yeah, obviously. Like, this isn't a gotcha. You didn't get me. Like, obviously, this brand new character that just showed up in one set, which we don't get blocks anymore, right? So we, normally when we would get 3 sets worth of, exploring a character, we only get 1. Obviously, there's not like 50 pages of lore about Bree Stoutarm, but it means that we know that there's someone else in the Stoutarm clan. It builds upon existing lore and can be built upon further, but it fleshes out the world of Lorwyn. It shows us that time has elapsed. There is a new Stoutarm, right? There's like we see that time in Lorwyn has passed. We are in a new version of it. Like this isn't a slam dunk. Like aha, it's just like Universes Beyond. It's just not. I'm sorry, but this isn't. And yes, of course, I can Google who Baron Hemlut Zemo is and figure out who he is. I am telling you that I will not learn a single thing about this dang character from any other card. And I think that cohesion aesthetically is something I dislike. The Sauron clan was referenced there. Exactly. It's literally referencing another thing in Magic and expanding upon the lore. Like, you drive with the argument as a whole, but I don't think the argument works if you just pull up random legends saying I can't find another card that references this card. But how many times do I have to pull up a random legend and say nothing else references this before it counts as a whole, right? Like, I can do this, a dozen times, 100 times. I can do it with, like, I'm using that as an example, but that's how examples work, right? You did not get that impression from the Bree cards? Well, I mean, look, man, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I want to actually get to talking about like the cards. We've been yapping for too long before. Because the Magic lures continue to evolve, the UB sets till the lore has already happened. Yeah, it's very different. Exactly. Yes, I think that is a fair analysis. All right, I'm going to scroll through these somewhat quickly. If I scroll past something and you're like, Con, you missed Agent Phil Collins and you needed to talk about that card, let me know. I'm not going to talk about every card because like I can't. When does this review thing start? I have been reviewing this set. I'm reviewing the lore. The cohesive like aspect of the set is still part of the set. It is still part of a review. I don't have to exactly go through cards to do a review, but I will be going through cards because that should be part of a review. Fantastic is a must see because he's absurd in vintage. Okay, we'll get to Fantastic. These are alphabetized, right? So I should be able to find it. All right, so we got a lot. We got a few mechanics. Power up is essentially monstrosity, right? Put a counter on him. He fights one target creature. Activate each power up ability only once. Reduce the cost by his mana cost if he entered this turn. So your power up costs 3 and a Gruul hybrid less if it entered this turn. So it's a buffed monstrosity. Just like monstrosity, you can blink it to reset this, right? Yeah, what up, Pajur? So that's an interesting mechanic. We'll see it throughout the set. It's a neat take on monstrosity. It is a little annoying to track sometimes, but it's okay. Let's see if we can see one of the other new mechanics. I'm going to be scrolling past most of the commons and uncommons relatively quickly, so, again, if I miss something, let me know. Arc Reactor, I do think is an interesting card. 5 mana, Improvise. This artifact enters tapped, add 3 colorless. Okay, so obviously it entering tapped, bit tricky, right? If it entered untapped, this might be way too broken. But if you're like, oh my goodness, if you're like a clue deck or a food deck and you have like, a bunch of dinky artifacts that don't tap for mana, going, I tap 5 clues to play Arc Reactor is really good. And then even on curve, right? Like think about this. Let's say you played an artifact creature on turn 2 and an artifact creature on turn 3. No, let's say artifact turn 1, artifact turn 2. They don't even have to tap for mana. Then turn 3, you can cast this. That's pretty good, right? I think this is legitimately a strong Magic card. For casual EDH, of course. Now, and if you have ways to untap permanents, this gets like a billion times better. Definitely a good card. Moving on. Avengers Assemble. Here's a mythic. Let's see. Flash, heroes usually get +2/+2. At the beginning of each end step, if you attack with a hero this turn or a hero entered the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Okay, so this is your hero card. So heroes and villains are supported types in this set. And I think it's interesting because the power of these types of cards is going to heavily, heavily depend on whether or not we get heroes and villains in other sets. You know what I'm saying? You probably need to find like 3 other artifacts before it's better than Thran Dynamo. Yeah, I agree with that, but I think there's a lot of decks that poop out artifacts, which makes it better, I think. I am interested to see if we're going to get a villain in like a main set. Like, is the next Nicol Bolas going to be printed with the villain type? I don't know. I think that's going to like heavily affect you know, whether or not this is like a forgotten dead end mechanic or like it actually gets gets more play. All right, we'll pull up this card to explain teamwork. So this is a sorcery. You choose one. If the spell was cast using teamwork, you choose both. So as an additional cost to cast this, you may tap any number of creatures you control with total power 4 or more. So this is like it's like you crew it effectively, right? Interesting to note is that it says total power 4 or more, right? Which means, I assume, like a vehicle, you can just crew as much as you want. You could tap your entire team to this if you wanted your whole team tapped for some reason, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, a bit odd, but interesting. I actually don't hate this mechanic too much. You can't wait for the next big errata to add villain to 100, 150 cards. Yeah, I wonder if that's something they would even consider doing. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I like the teamwork mechanic. I think it's not the worst kicker variant, exactly. It's not the best one either, but it's like, it's not bad. I don't dislike it. All right, Bruce Banner I think is an interesting card. 1 mana for a 1/1. You can pay double X, tap, draw X cards, activate only as a sorcery. If this was instant speed, this would be such a good control commander. And then you can pay. So they're like the Spider-Man cards. They're MDFC transform cards. So you can cast it for the front half and then pay 6 mana to transform it, or you can just cast the back half. A Hulk has reach, trample. Whenever the Hulk is dealt damage, put a counter on him. If he's attacking, untap him. There's additional combat phase. If you use cards like Caltrops or Light Minefield or something, you can like get infinite combat steps out of him. Which is neat. There's some combo potential there. He is pretty strong. 8/8 reach, trample makes him really difficult to block just by himself. This version is I like this version. The art is crazy. And a fun fact, the Hulk was supposed to be kind of gray. But like due to printing stuff, they made him green. But he's supposed to be more gray because the Hulk is really more supposed to be like a Jekyll and Hyde type thing. Did with the 2 deck lists out, can't wait to see what the Black White Panther deck is. Yeah, I guess we can look at those deck lists as well. The Hulk goes infinite when he goes over a Lego. Yeah. I think this is actually a powerful commander. Remember, if you want to put this in the 99 of your deck, it is a teamer card. Counts both halves for color identity. As a commander, I actually think it's a reasonably powerful commander. You can cast your commander, you can ramp into the Hulk if you want. And then if they remove him, you can just play Bruce and draw cards if you want. You can go control with like a potential big finisher in the command zone. I think this is a powerful teamwork control commander. I'm definitely very interested in it. Captain America's Shield, equipped creature gets +0/+8 and has vigilance. And then whenever equipped creature attacks, tap target creature defending player controls. It also has indestructible. Really good for Doran decks if you're playing like any of those commanders that like toughness matters. This thing has indestructible and it gives +0/+8, which is pretty great. So some decks are going to really like this. All right, Cosmic Cube, 5-mana artifact, Ward 2. Whenever you attack, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may cast a spell from among them with mana value less than or equal to the greatest power among attacking creatures you control without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. This card, in the right deck, is very powerful. You're very confused at the Cosmic Cube not being legendary. It is funny that the Cosmic Cube, of all things, isn't legendary somehow. Because the Cosmic Cube, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not like a mother box from DC where there's like a bunch of them. There's one Cosmic Cube. Did something fall off? No, I just hit my desk. Yeah, no, don't worry about that. I just bonked my desk. You'll see my desk in an upcoming video. Anyway, I got a new desk. This card's really good, and it is a powerful, like a reasonably powerful value piece that just has Ward 2 tacked on it. And like you can just cast Sculpting Steel off of this effect, make 2 of them. It's kind of crazy. Really powerful like card for a lot of commander decks. This is not the Daredevil you guys are talking about. You're talking about the other one. This one is Vigilance Haste. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. Cool. Whenever you attack, you may exile the top card of your library. If that card is a hero card, Daredevil gets +2/+1 until end of turn. You may play the card this turn. Now, this card I actually think is kind of interesting. By the way, if you didn't know anything about Daredevil, like legitimately didn't know anything about Daredevil, I do not think this card tells you that he is blind. You do not learn the lore about him. You'd have to like guess. I don't know. But this card's good. I think this is a great commander. By the way, like I actually kind of want to play him as like a Boros control commander. He's got haste. He's a card draw engine. You just make him evasive, and then you're just like, cool, swing, flip the top card, just card advantage right in the command zone in Boros colors. I love that. The other Daredevil is cooler. All right, we'll look at the other Daredevil. But I think this is actually like a decent value Boros commander. I actually kind of like it. Yeah, only blind people have that. Exactly. Dr. Doom, kind of disappointing card. Like Doom is such a powerful, imposing character, and he is just like booty. Actually, this is something I wanted to. We got distracted, but this is something I wanted to say about the set overall. Is I do actually love that I don't think any of the cards are broken. Maybe we'll see. Maybe I'll see something that changes my mind. But I actually like that the power level is toned down. I think that's really good. Do you only impulse draw if it's a hero? No. He gets +2/+1 until end of turn. Period. You may play that card this turn. So no, you don't need any other heroes for it to work. You always impulse draw. This one is ETB. You make 2 3/3 Doom bots. Sure. As long as you control an artifact creature or plan, Dr. Doom has indestructible. So plan is a new mechanic. It's just a type. It's just like a type. It doesn't actually do anything. Like curse is a type or whatever. It's just a thing. So he gives himself indestructible, and then at the beginning of your end step, you draw a card and lose 1 life. So he's like a Phyrexian Arena that makes 2 3/3s, and he gives himself indestructible with the 3/3s. Man, I needed some more oomph from this guy, you know? I needed some more power from the Dr. Doom. I'm not gonna lie. Which sucks too, because like, I mean, this looks sick. The art, these ones that have the nameplate ones, in my opinion, clean. I think they are really clean. And then these ones, I actually don't mind these either because it's got the mana cost and the power and toughness in the right area for the most part. Sometimes they flip it around. And then it just kind of like has the text in a readable way. So I actually don't mind these. Also, really sick. I like these a lot. Visually, the set is quite good, I think. But yeah, he's mono black too. Like, I guess it really does make sense for his character. But God, I wish he was Dimir. He could have been Dimir. The thing is, oh, you're talking about the other one in the Jumpstart set? Yeah, I'm mostly focusing on the main set. We can take a brief look at the Jumpstart set, though. Fin Fang Foom. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery that targets an artifact or land, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Does this let you... This lets you, like, Stone Rain. Like, crazy, right? If you have, like, destroy target land, you just get to go up, double blow up your lands. That's funny. Man, it's like stuff like this, like Ghost Spectral Saboteur, Flash, Ghost can't be blocked. I get it's a named character, so that's why he's legendary, but a 3-minute 2/2 with Flash and Unblockable does not feel legendary. Grim Reaper, whenever he attacks, you may pay 3 and a black. When you do, return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking with a finality counter on it. But notably, it doesn't get rid of it on that turn, so you get to keep the creature. This is like actually kind of good, right? I mean, you have to pay 4 mana for it, right? It's very fair, but it's like actually reasonable. I think it's a decent card. Decent commander. If you want like a bracket 2 animator deck, that might be a fun way to go. I talked about this on Twitter and Blue Sky. Herbie, it's kind of like a Solemn Simulacrum. It's ETB, draw, put a land into play, so it's, you know, Solemn adjacent. It does fly, decent blink target. Hulk, Gamma Goliath, Reach, Trample, Power Up. Abilities of other creatures you control cost 3 less to activate. 3 less to activate. Oh, just for power up abilities though. Okay. Cool. Interesting. That's definitely a line of text that's not going to be relevant later, because I don't think power up is coming back. I am Iron Man until end of turn. Target artifact or creature becomes a 4/4 with flying. Draw a card. Kind of fun. All right. This Iron Man gets +1/+1 for each other artifact you control. Whenever Iron Man attacks, if an artifact entered the battlefield under your control, draw a card. I guess the uncommon one. All right. Let's talk about Jennifer. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. That's good. 2 mana, 2/3. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. Holy. That's actually already good. And then you can transform it. The other side is Reach, Trample. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn again. Whenever a creature you control is dealt damage, you may have the Sensational She-Hulk deal that much damage to any target. Do this only once each turn. The once each turn clause on that is pretty lame. You can't combo this with like a Blast Act and like obliterate people. I don't know. Again, the art is like really sick for these. Like this one's like pretty dope. I think these are really clean. I don't know what it is. I just like the stylized text on the back. It's pretty cool. Is the comic book one neat? This card's good. I think that as a 2 mana Grand Abolisher effect, this is Seed Age playable in theory, right? It's a legendary Grand Abolisher, so Sisay can tutor it out. So I think this is like a Seed Age card, honestly. Yeah, Great and Sisay, exactly. Like that's pretty good. If you block each combat, the damage does pile up. Yeah, this isn't like a terrible effect. Don't get me wrong. This is kind of neat. It's just like, this is just a good hate bear, you know? All right. Let's keep going. All right, Kang the Conqueror. I like Kang as a character. I think he's pretty fun. Flying, he's got a power up for 5 triple blue. So it costs 3 in a blue. I think this power up math is confusing. 3 in a blue if you do it that time. Put a counter on Kang, take an extra turn after this one. During that turn, power up abilities can't be activated. Ah, they thought about it. They were like, hey, let's make it so you can't just go infinite with this. This is still potentially a really dangerous extra turns commander. Right? You take the extra turn with him. During that turn, cast a different extra turn spell and blink him. Then on the next turn, take another extra turn. So you can still loop turns with him. Otherwise, he doesn't really do anything else. So he's kind of eh. Okay, all right. King T'Challa, I think this card is also really good. Flash, whenever a player draws their second card each turn, draw a card. So this is just Fairy Mastermind, right? And then you can transform him. He's got Flash, Double Strike, prevents damage to him, and then when he deals common damage to a player, draw a card. But Fairy Mastermind is another really, really good card. Just by itself, and another Seed Age playable card. And then this is a legendary version of that, so it's another Sisay card. The front half is just really good. This is another one of these MDFC transform cards where the front half is really powerful. Oh yeah, what up, Travis? I'm hunting for tutors in the set. I don't think there's any tutors in this set, but I am talking about how Sisay can tutor up King T'Challa in CDH, which does make it really, which does make it relevant there. How's it going, Travis? Also, another one where like, man, this goes hard. Like this is sick. They really did knock it out of the park with the art on these ones. These are going to be expensive though, sadly. I wonder how pricey these are going to be. Are these? Does anybody in chat know if these could show up in regular play boosters, or is this a collector booster only? I know these are collector booster only. Are these also only collector boosters? Also, there is a hot dog really big in this frame. Very interesting. A lot of glizzies in this frame, actually. What is going on? Anyway. Trevor never leaves a shot at tutors untaken. Yeah. I talked about it earlier when we were doing the examples of lore stuff, but Leader Super Genius I think is a cool card, and as we get more Connive cards, I think this is a sweet commander for like a mono blue looting kind of deck. Basic land cycling is back, yes. There are new tap lands that gain a life. What does this Loki do? Whenever a player or permanent becomes the target of a spell or ability you control, draw a card. This ability only triggers once each turn. Sure. Okay. Oh, there's this Mr. Fantastic, which is Leader's just a solid engine. I agree, yeah. You can get the full art, but super rare. Oh, okay, so you can't get the full arts. Okay. All right, so this one's kind of fun. So I talked about this in my recent video on stations. And that's like this version of Mr. Fantastic. And the there's like, you know, the other three of the Fantastic Four all go infinite together, which is kind of neat. They're kind of a fun little so I can find that picture. Here we go. So like whenever one or more tokens you control enters, you draw a card. And then whenever you draw a card, if you control another hero, Human Torch deals 1 damage to target opponent. And then whenever one or more heroes you control deal damage to a player, you put 2 counters on the thing. And then whenever a counter is put on one or more heroes you control, you make a token, Colorless Wall, which triggers Mr. Fantastic to draw a card, and then this just like loops the whole time, which is kind of cool. I think that's just kind of a neat little inclusion. I think Mr. Fantastic is just a good in the 99 card of a lot of decks if you make tokens. Mjolnir's kind of funny. When it enters, it deals 4 damage to one target creature. Then you double all damage equipped creature would deal, which is actually pretty powerful. And then you can only equip it to those who are worthy. And if it's a legendary non-villain. Now, interesting, that it has to be red and or white. Then you can equip it to like outlaws. There are red outlaws that are legendary, which is kind of funny. And then you can also discard the deal 2 damage to each creature, which is kind of neat. Elish Norn is worthy. Elish Norn is worthy, yeah. Monica. Legendary creature, human hero, flying prowess 3/3. Transform, only activate sorcery, right? And then flying hexproof prowess. Okay. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a counter on each other creature you control. Oh, so close. So close. I was literally gonna say, oh, Oh, now I see what you're saying. That this is part of a big panorama where all the art connects. That's why there's a bunch of glizzies everywhere. It's very funny out of context. Just be like hot dog. Anyway. I was gonna say this is a cool Voltron commander, but it buffs other things. So it wants you to go wide, so it's not really a Voltron commander. Tragically. Okay card. So I'm looking at all the Boros legends because I love Boros. What does Modok do? Flying, lifelink, pay 3 life, connive, activate only during your turn. Is this just pay 3 life, connive? Wait, what? Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1. Wait, hold up. So hold on, wait. This card's awesome. Wait, just pay 3 life, connive? Whoa. This card is so busted. Wait. So if you play this and you have 40 life, right, you can just... I guess it's 3, right? So if you pay 30 life, you just draw and discard 10? Is that still busted? That still seems good. There's like a storm build you can do with this. There's something you can do here. I'm very interested in this. Also, that creatures and opponents control -1/-1 is also pretty useful. There's like other things you can do with that. He does have lifelink. Yeah, this is an interesting card. Like, because in theory, if you have ways to gain life, you can just keep conniving and looting through your deck. Interesting. This is a very interesting card. I don't know how... It cracks a Doomsday pile well, yes, I agree. I'm very interested in that card. Well, I'll have to brew around it. This is like does something crazy. Fun with Madness and Mayhem. Yeah. You play this in Green Goblin, which gives all your stuff Mayhem, and then you're just like looting through like rituals and stuff. There is a card from Amonkhet that returns every discarded card back to your hand. Potentially, that could be crazy. For each non-token creature you control, create a token that's a copy of it, except isn't legendary. Sure. Whenever you cast a spell target creature you control, draw a card until end of turn. Gains base power toughness with the number of cards in your hand. Cool. A lot of neat cards, I guess. Nothing's really jumped out at me yet. Pay Wooburg. So this is a 1-mana 5-color commander, by the way, which is kind of interesting. Pay Wooburg, put 2 counters on Nick Fury. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put a hero equipment vehicle from among them onto the battlefield. If it's a double-face card, you may transform it. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Whoa. Okay, so obviously, like, potentially busted, right? Because it just says put it on the battlefield. So, like, you know, we're talking, like, Parhelion the Second. Right, this can potentially put Parhelion 2 into play, which is, like, kind of crazy. Seems interesting. I'll look at the precons. We'll get to the precons. I think I'll probably do this in the precons and then call it. Very interesting. We haven't had a 5-color identity commander as a 1-drop before. This is the 5-color slop card, but it's actually done well. You know what? I want to say this is the 5-color slop card, but it's done well. Because the other ones, like the Cosmic Spider-Man and the Ninja Turtles one, that's just like a bunch of keywords. Your stuff gets keywords. It gives counters. It's like the most boring one. This is the 5-color slop one where you want to put like a bunch of the heroes in your deck, but it's not just give all the heroes trample, give all the heroes haste. And you can build it any way you want. You can build this as a 5-color vehicle deck, which is cool. Is it possible you just became follower 666? Maybe. I have no idea how many followers I have on Twitch, but thank you for following me on Twitch. Is Aang a hero? Nope, he is an ally. Let's keep moving. Pet Avengers. Dragon, cat, dog, bird, frog, hero. Awesome. Quicksilver, I think, is interesting for 60 card formats. Not a commander card, though. Reptile. Okay, this commander. If you saw my video on Salvaging Station, Scientist Supreme of AIM is a sweet Salvaging Station commander. If there's any card from this set that I would put in the command zone, it is this one. Pay 2 life, copy the activated or triggered ability of you control from an artifact source. You may choose new targets for the copy. It's just Dimir Tawanos. It's really good. Very, very strong commander. I really like it. Sadly, because he's a villain, he doesn't get the cool art. Or I guess he's a side character or whatever. There's no cool special art for him. But really awesome legendary creature. Shield flying car. It has flash flying. When this enters, exile up to one target creature you control, return to the battlefield under its owner's control, being next end step. Cringe. I hate vehicles that are just sorceries or instants in this case. When this enters, make 2 1/1 soldiers. Cool. There's no reason to crew this thing. It doesn't it's a pet peeve of mine. If a vehicle doesn't need to be crewed to have its effect, that's lame. Oh, super intelligence. Look, wait, lore from leader. With my gamma enhanced genius, I am always at least 200 steps ahead. Oh, I know he's smart, even though I already knew that. The lore continues. I still don't know what he does or has done. Okay, Stormwind Rider. I think this card is actually rad. Creatures with flying can't attack you or block creatures you control. And then if you give flying to your opponent's stuff, they can't attack you. If you give all your opponent's stuff flying, they just can't attack you. Isn't that awesome? And this art's sick. Like, this looks awesome. Whenever you cast a spell that targets one or more creatures, they gain flying until end turn. So you can give flying by using things that target stuff. So you can buff up your opponent's creatures, and then they can't attack you. It's kind of fun. I like this one. Fantastic, or at least doesn't have a crew, I suppose. I'll have to. We'll get to the end here, and then if I miss something, I'll just look it up. But let's keep scrolling through. We have Super Scroll, who is a 5-color commander with triple black in the cost. This is Kenrith at home, I guess. Let's talk about Thanos. You got the big bad himself here. Also, again, really sick art. And again, one of the corners has the mana cost, and then the text box is legible. It's cool. They actually made this a readable thing. What is Gamma Enhanced? You know what? Your guess is I was gonna say your guess is as good as mine, but I've actually read Hulk comics. They get hit by gamma radiation and get superpowers, which tragically isn't how gamma radiation works. Is there a world enchantment that gives everything flying? Maybe. I don't know. Heroes and bad guys got the power the whole Oh, hang on, chat. There's someone at my door. What? This keeps happening. Hello, chat. I'm back. People keep showing up at my door every time I'm trying to stream. All right. Is this Thanos any good though? He is Mardu for a 4/4 with Death Touch and Lifelink, which is like actually reasonable stats. Like it's a decent body, right? Um. Oh, that's just you. Thank you. And then it has power up. You can pay all 6 colors of magic. To put 2 counters on Thanos, and then you choose even or odd, and you blow up everything with a quantity, right? And in Magic, 0 is even, so it blows up all tokens if you choose even. Now, of course, this costs 3 less if you enter this turn. So for just this 6 mana, you can be like, here's my commander, blow up everything. And then he's a 6/6 with Lifelink and Death Touch, which is actually like decent. He's a good commander with like Obosh companion. Yeah, if you want to do the companions and do all odd with Obosh, that's pretty sweet. Because then he also attacks as like effectively a 12/12, which is crazy. Oh yeah, if he was a 5 color, he'd be good in Dahada, yeah. This is definitely a powerful control commander for sure. Like if you want to play 5 color blink control, you can easily play Thanos, blink him, board wipe, blink him, board wipe. Like if you have mana in a blink engine, you can just obliterate all the creatures. And then he just Voltrons people down. I think people are gonna hate this card. I think casual players are gonna think this card's lame because it's just a board wipe. I think he is meaningfully different than Alara Baby. Because Alara Baby destroys everything, whereas this is easier to break parity with because he only destroys creatures. So you can more easily do like a Voltron plan with Thanos, where you play auras that enchantments that give your creatures more stats or equipment, and you can equip him after he blows up all the creatures, and then he can swing in for damage. So I think he closes the game better than Alara. And blinking the board wipe destroy each other creature, so the board wipe does not kill him. I think Child of Alara, yeah, sack outlets are easy to do, but it's harder to loop because Child of Alara goes back to the command zone or the graveyard. Whereas it's much easier to just blink him, right? Oh no, Thanos Super Friends. You can build Thanos Super Friends, and it is probably pretty good. Dude, this card's so bad. Chad, this card is awful. Coming of Galactus. So it's 5 mana. It destroys a non-land permanent, sure. Then each opponent loses 2 life twice, okay. And then you make Galactus a legendary 16/16 black elder alien with flying, trample, and whatever Galactus attacks, destroy target land. This card sucks. This is so bad. Like, Marriott Lage is a 20/20 with flying and indestructible. And that card folds to Boomerang Basics. This guy folds to, like, I guess not Doomblade, but, like, he gets hit by, like, you can bolt him down. He only has 16. He dies to, like, what's that card that deals like 20 damage to all creatures? 5 mana for removal. Yeah, it's for limited, I guess. I don't know. This card is just, it's so booty. He needed like a crazy ward. What if it was like ward, sacrifice 3 lands or something? Like I needed something here. If you're not even gonna make him a 20/20, he doesn't even kill players instantly in like a 1v1 scenario. It's like, I give him something, dude. Who's trying to play Elder Alien Highlander? That's good. All right, should we talk about the Mind Stone? So it's got indestructible. You tap, pay a white. It makes white, right? And then you can pay 6 mana to harness it. At the beginning of your end step, exile one other target non-land permanent you control, return to the battlefield under its owner's control. I should look up Galactus Devourer of Worlds. We'll get to that in a second. Or I think I'm gonna see him, right? Is he not gonna show up here? Anyway, the Mind Stone's kind of okay. I don't know. It's it's just like a power crept rock. Yeah, not to be confused with Mind Stone, the regular card. Okay, Sentry. I like Sentry. This card is good. This card's cool. You give target opponent a 5/5 black horror villain with flying indestructible. And then this has flying indestructible vigilance. And then you and the person you gave the creature to go, hey, let's beat up this person. And then that person has 2 5/5 flying indestructible beaters just like smashing them in. This is like a crazy politics card, aggro card. If you and another player can shake hands and decide to attack one other player, this card is so brutal. Serpent Society is kind of funny because it says ward get 5 poison counters. So the first copy of it does nothing, but if it's their commander and they cast it a second time, you really don't want to target it, which is funny. Whenever another creature you control with Death Touch dies, each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature of their choice. Pretty good, actually. You just sack like 1/1 snakes that are kind of useless, and then, people have to sack their things. It's kind of cool. Division, Flying Vigilance. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Gains double strike until end of turn. Gains indestructible until end of turn. Draw a card. Kind of neat. If you have the ability to flash in artifacts, you can protect your commander with this. It's kind of cool. This would be an interesting build around. Ambush Viper dies, another creature dies because of it. Yeah, this is actually like kind of a neat card. I think that Vision's cool. I think this is a cool commander. I kind of want to brew around with him. I'm not a huge fan of the fact this is very green and he's a colorless card. But I get why it's green because he's green. Anyway, a really cool commander. I kind of want to build a control deck with him. The 10 rings. Your maximum hand size is 10. Haha. At the beginning of your end step, if you have fewer than 10 cards at hand, draw cards equal to the difference. Interesting. I mean, this is a card you want to cheat into play, right? If you can cheat this into play, it's pretty crazy. Bowmasters Go Burr, yeah. How many cards start with the in the set? That's a good question. I'll have to check that out. Neat card, though. Definitely another artifact to cheat into play. The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. Whenever attacks or enters, you make a squirrel. Pay 4, create X squirrels, or X the number of squirrels you control. Okay. You can go infinite with Phyrexian Altar, I assume. Oh, this card's a reprint. There's for knowledge. I just noticed that. Have we seen other reprints? I feel like there haven't been many. Thor, God of Thunder. When Thor enters, exile target equipment, instant, or sorcery from your graveyard. Until end of turn, you may play that card. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Thor deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to any target. Very cool card. Very cool card. So, one, if you discard the Mjolnir because it deals damage to everything, you can get it back with him. But also, when you cast a non-creature spell, he deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to any target. When you cast Blasphemous Act, you get to deal 9 damage to someone, which is kind of cool. Really, really interesting, like really cool mono red spell slinger commander. I'm actually like very interested in building this as a commander. He doesn't get a comic book art. What the hell? There's no cool comic book art for him? That's kind of lame. Saffron from Goldfish said if he plays it at the table would kill him. What card? Would I ever play the 10 rings over the Endstone? Probably not. The Endstone's broken. This guy's good, though. I think this is a really powerful commander. I'm definitely Like, I feel like immediately you just kind of think of all the, like, Mana Geyser. You deal 5 damage with your Mana Geyser, and then you make a ton of mana. And then you cast, rituals that deal damage, or Jessica's Will deals damage. Like, this is like, you could build a really powerful card deck with this. And then when you cast Call Forth the Tempest, like, oh my goodness. This card's crazy. Crazy card. The 10 ring card, yeah, if you played the 10 ring, it'll deal 8 damage. Because this is non-creature spell. You can use artifacts. I like the card a lot. The other Thor is okay. It's a flying vigilance, double prowess. It's like a Voltron card. Tony Stark, I have not seen this. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You reveal an artifact card from among them. Put it in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Okay, so it's card draw in the command zone for artifacts. The other side, Flying Haste. At the beginning of combat in turn, you put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. If it's an equipment, you attach it to the Invincible Iron Man. Oh, man. This is a really good card. This is a really good card. Yo, more Glizzies. This time they got, like, goop on them from Spider-Man. That's gross. This is a really good card. You can put the 10 rings in play. You can put the Endstone in play. Like, that's really good. It's a very powerful artifact commander. This one also looks sick. Man, I just love these. Oh, man. I don't think I would ever play him over Tawanos because I think Tawanos is cool, but this card is really strong. It's probably definitely better than Tawanos. Very power crept compared to him. This is funny art. What is his pose here? What is he doing? And the text is in a big circle. Very odd to look at. Really strong Izzet commander though. Like, just you play this on 2 and then you just activate this like every turn. Out of legendary non-creature permanents, Mjolnir is now one of the 2 items named with 2 cards. The Ozolith being the other. True. Truck Toss is a good vehicle dex. Ultron. One thing I think that's interesting about this set is there are legendary colorless creatures, which we don't get too many of. Whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, you may pay 2 generic. If you do, create a token that's a copy of it. The token becomes a 2/2 robot villain. This card is really good in salvaging station decks, right? Because if I reanimate a bauble, I can pay 2 to make a second copy of it. Yes, they become 2/2s, but it doesn't let me double up all my baubles, which is really good. Also, classic Ultron looks so funny. I love these old comic arts. They're really cool. This is definitely a really powerful in the 99 card. As a commander, I don't think it's that strong, but like in the 99, this card's like legit. Search your library and or graveyard for an artifact, creature card, of mana value extra. Let's put on the battlefield with X additional counters on it. If X is 4 or greater, gains haste until end of turn. Interesting. So this tutors, it tutors vision, but it tutors any artifact creature, and it can give it haste if you spent at least 6 mana on it. Potentially powerful. Maybe some combos you can do with this. Pretty interesting. It does give my baubles summoning sickness, but only the copy. The original one still doesn't have summoning sickness. So, like, if the other one dies before I get a chance to use it, that's fine. It was extra value anyway. We say the nay. Counter target spell unless the controller pays 2. Counter spell unless they pay 4 if you cast it using teamwork. Interesting. Winter Soldier gets +2/+0 for each equipment attached to him. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. You may attach an equipment you control to him. Very okay. Wolverine enters, he fights one other target creature. If damage would be dealt to Wolverine instead, that damage is dealt to all that damage is dealt, but all other damage dealt to him is healed. So he only takes damage from the most recent thing. Cool. Neat. All right. Chat. What did I miss? What was the Fantasticar? This is from the this is the Jumpstart set, right? No, this is a commander. Okay. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may have Fantasticar become an artifact creature until end of turn. Cool. Whenever you cast your 4th non-creature spell on a turn, you may sacrifice the Fantasticar. If you do, create 4/4/4 colorless constructs with flying and haste. That's cool. That's actually sweet. And this can be your commander, right? So you play this, and then you're like, all right, play one thing, hit you with the Fantasticar, cast 3 more things, make 3 4/4s. Oh no. They have haste, so you want to attack with do that first, and then you just like make a bunch of dudes. That's cool. All right, we can look at the commander sets. So there's the Fantastic-y ones. And they have like 4 commanders. These already got spoiled a while back. I think I talked about them briefly when we had Forest on. But let's look at some of the other ones. Whenever another hero you control enters, it gains vigilance and haste until end of turn. Put a counter on that hero and a counter on Captain America. Sure, Jessica Hero slop. Dr. Doom, King of Latveria. Grixis in 1. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, each opponent loses 2 life. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target villain you control gains menace until end of turn. It connives. 1 or more land cards specifically. Kind of fun with like, the cards that let you discard lands for damage. Vintage is going to make 16 power with haste on turn 1 of Fantasticar. I mean, yeah. You want to look at Doc Samson? Sure. If you would put 1 or more counters on a permanent you control, put that many counters plus 1 of each of those counters on that permanent instead. Wait, sorry, what? Put that many counters plus 1 of each of those kinds of counters. Okay. Add X commander where X is Doc Samson's power. I mean, he's kind of neat, I guess. He's like a counters commander in the 99 of a lot of counters decks. Don't really have much to say about him, to be honest. Whenever T'Challa enters or attacks, create a Vibranium token. It's an artifact with indestructible and tap add a colorless. Sure. This can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. Oh, so it's like an indestructible Power Stone. Whenever you cast an artifact spell with mana value 4 or greater, you put 2 counters on them. Oh, come on. He just gets bigger? That's it? Oh, the first half, I was so interested. Then I'm snoozing at the second half. Same with Dr. Doom. I don't know. I think it's interesting. We didn't see Villainous Choice make a return, have we? Here's another Galactus. Flying, trample, indestructible, 12/12 for 10 mana. Enters exile target permanent, sure. When he attacks an opponent with the most life among your opponents, each combat if able. Okay. Oh, he has to. Okay. Unless you control a creature named Silver Surfer. When Silver Surfer enters, you may search your library for a card named Galactus Devour Worlds, putting your hand in the shuffle. When Silver Surfer deals combat damage to a player till end of turn, until the end of your next turn, target creature attacks that player each combat able. Cool. I don't know. These cards are kind of mid. At least he has indestructible, so he's not like just like a dude. The commanders of the commander decks are kind of sauceless. Yeah, I agree. These are like, I don't hate the 4. I kind of think they're mostly okay. Fantastic's kind of interesting. I don't hate any of them. I don't think any of them are like bad designs, I guess I should say. It's just like none of these are particularly interesting. I already looked at Squirrel Girl, yeah. Is there anything in these commander sets that are like neat that I need to like pay attention to? Flying double strike indestructible. That's pretty strong. Whenever you put one or more counters on a creature, if it's not a Kree, you may put the same number of counters on Captain Marvel. Cool. Don't accidentally fill your deck with Krees if you're playing this. This is interesting. This is a 4-color commander. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, deal X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of colors in that spell. Whoa, okay. Color matters. Multicolor matters. Kind of fun. Yeah. That's neat. I don't mind that, actually. Nick Fury. Heroes cost 1 less to cast. Oh, so he's just like the hero guy. Whenever you look at the top 4 cards of your library, you may reveal blah, blah, blah. Okay. I don't even need to finish that. I know, another non-black 4-color. When are we going to get the other 4 colors? I don't know. Never, I guess. Ares God of War is interesting in Mardu Blink deck, if that matters. Did I pass Ares? Should be alphabetized, right? Did I miss Ares? Ares. Attacks each combat if able. Whenever an attacking creature you control dies, return it to its owner's hand. Cool. So he's invincible in combat. It's kind of fun. It is a decent commander. That's okay. I wanted to read what King Prime does. When it enters, exile top cards of your library until you exile a non-land card. Put 2 time counters on that. If it doesn't have suspended gains, suspend. Sure. That's fun. Whenever Loki attacks, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of another target villain you control. If it isn't legendary and it's illusion in addition to the other types, whenever one or more villains you control, the combination of a player, draw a card. So I'm trying to read these fast. You draw X cards and gain X life, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control and spells you've cast this turn. Interesting. You can cast a 5-color sorcery and then this and draw 5 cards. Another 4-color legend for this specific color combination. Flying, Vigilance, Trample, Haste. Whenever a power pack deals combat damage to a player, exile target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Chosen at random. Ugh. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast the card without paying its mana cost. If it would be put into your graveyard, exile instead. Cool. Okay, hold up. Sorry, this is really annoying. Whenever you have to pick an instant or sorcery from your bin at random, if you have a bunch, it's actually kind of tedious. King Prime is pretty sweet. I don't mind King Prime. Hulkbuster armor. Equipped creature has base power and toughness 9/9 and flying. Cool. Unstable mobile suit. Equipped creature has +2/+2 and has indestructible. Equipped to your commander for 2. Decent. Heart-shaped herb. Oh, this one's kind of fun. If a source an opponent controls would deal damage to you, prevent 1 of that damage. Sacrifice the artifact, you may sacrifice a creature. If you do, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control with 3 counters on it, and you become the monarch. Kind of neat. Vision Synthoid Avenger. Whenever a player casts a spell, if it isn't that player's turn, put a counter on him while he phases out. That's kind of neat. Promise of Loyalty reprint, Path to Exile reprint, Arcane Denial reprint, Deep Analysis reprint. A lot of reprints here. Anything good? Are there any like good reprints? I have like really expensive money cards. Because the last precons actually had some pretty decent reprints. Not. They reprinted Folk Hero, which is kind of interesting. Not really seeing any crazy good reprints though. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the reprints might be a little weak on these precons. Battlebond lands? Oh, Battlebond lands. Okay. That's good if they're in there. Alright. I think I'm pretty marveled out. I feel like we've looked at a lot of cards today. This set is fine, I think. Overall, I kind of wanted to look at some of the like special treatments. Is it just these? Like, it can't be all the showcase cards, right? I want to filter for like just these. Time Warp is getting reprinted. Yeah, so I should look at the reprint set. But I wanted to look at the like just the alt arts. I don't know how to. I swear it used to just let me do that. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. I don't know why the other section was like that. Okay. I'm just kind of want to like peek at what did and didn't get one of these. Even Marvel Doubts' Endgame. I mean, same to be honest. I do think a lot of these look pretty cool. Like, I like a lot of these ones. Some of the... Oh, is this meant to line up the art? I didn't notice that. Okay, look at that. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of this type thing where, like, the art lines up. Like, the art for these guys line up. I assume the art here lines up. This is a big thing, right? All of these together? Well, not this one, right? I kind of need to want to see all these panoramics like together. Oh, I see. They put this one here because it's part of this one, but this is different. I don't know. Isn't my commander choice of aim? I mean, yeah, I don't know if I'm building him. I don't know if I'm building anything. It's really him and like Thor, God of Thunder. I'm like super interested in like as a control commander. Just seems really sweet. These are sick. I think all of these are cool. These ones are really good. This one looks funny, but I think visually the set's pretty good. Power level wise, nothing seems broken. This is clearly a designed for commander set, so I don't think it's like gonna like ruin standard. I don't think there's anything here that's too broken. Now, do keep in mind that I guess like the if you airbend any of these cards, you can cast the backside when you cast it off of the airbending. So like there is maybe a world where in standard you go play Bruce Banner on turn 1, turn 2, airbend, turn 3, play the Incredible Hulk off the airbend for 2 mana. Maybe that's a deck. I don't know how good that is. There's like 16 card art scenes that line up. That sounds about right. Is Captain Marvel event playable? Or did you mean even playable? This thing? I mean, not really. It kind of sucks. These are still sweet, though. I love a lot of these. especially the Thanos one. I do wonder about the mechanics because there's a lot of them that like care about plans. There's cards that care about power ups and stuff, and I'm just worried that none of it is like gonna be relevant until the next Marvel set. And then it's like, what do you do with any of these mechanics? So I don't know. All right, overall, I think the set is probably going to be decent. I think it sucks for 60 card constructed because everything's legendary. So it's probably not going to make an impact in standard or modern very much. I think for commander, you get a billion commander options, most of which suck. Like, I don't see anybody putting this in the command zone, but you know, you got the option, I guess. You see Fantastic Four vehicle restricted in Vintage? We'll see about that. We'll see about that. I don't know if it's getting restricted in Vintage. I think there are some individually cool designs here. I really like Sentry. I like Bruce Banner a lot. I think there are some cool, neat kind of designs. So it's just gonna be, to me, this is gonna be probably another set where it's like there's a couple of cards that I buy singles of. Which, if you want to buy singles, you can go to Cool Stuff Inc. and use my code TTM at checkout for a discount, and it supports the channel. But like, yeah, I'm probably just gonna buy a couple of cards. I don't know if I'm building anything from this. I really liked the Thor, but he doesn't have a comic book art, which is super cringe. I can't believe Thor doesn't have fucking. How could you not give him a comic book cover art? Like, come on, it's Thor. Anyway, which I would have loved because I love the comic book cover arts and I like Thor, but I guess I'm not doing that. So I don't know. It's like a 5 out of 10 set. We'll see. We'll see how it plays. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, no, I haven't reviewed the bonus sheets. Wait. I gotta do the bonus sheets. What? There's a dig through time. Marvel Universe. All right, hang on. We're gonna review the bonus sheets. All right, so the bonus sheets. Did they bring this back to 1 in 4 packs, or is it still 1 in 24? I don't remember if they changed it. But the bonus sheet, we're back to having, unlike Turtles had a very small bonus sheets, so you actually got to see the expensive cards somewhat often. In this one, there is 40 cards, and if we compare it to the TMNT bonus sheet, where there's 20 cards, so there's 2x the amount. So for Ninja Turtles, even though you only got 1 in 4 packs, your odds of getting the actual good ones, like the Ash Coat, which is still pretty expensive. I guess this one tanked in price, but you know, Ash Coat's a $50 card, so it's a good reprint. And Doubling Season, you know, you actually had a much higher chance of getting it. This one, there's 40 cards, and I believe it's not back to 1 in every pack. I think it's still 1 in. Is it 1 in 4? I don't know. It's hard to find information on this. That's the Spider-Man bonus sheet. Some of this is the Spider-Man bonus sheet. Am I looking at the wrong one? Sorry. Here's the Marvel Superheroes one. Oh, sorry. It has 60. My bad. Sorry. Skyfall sorts it that way. This is the Super Spider-Man one. Here's the Marvel one. It has 60, which is even more than the Spider-Man one. So if it's still like, you know, not 1 in every pack, your chances at actually getting the Teferi's protection is slim to none, baby. So this is like, and the problem with that is when you have, like, if we look at, if we look at Teferi's protection, it's been $50 for forever. And Double Masters was a long time ago, and then they printed in like bonus sheets and Secret Lair drops. It doesn't actually affect the price very much. It's still a $47 card. And it's just because bonus sheets, you don't get the card as often. Um, and just like the Spider-Man set, which is full of like random crap, this is also full of random crap. Light of Promise. What is this? This is like with a bulk uncommon. Cool. Is there anything good in here other than, all right, we have T-Pro. Cyberdrive Awakener is not expensive because it got reprinted. Simulacrum Synthesizer. That's a good reprint. That's like a $40 card. $30. Where is the meaningful reprints? I mean, they're there. There's like 60 cards, right? The problem is there's just a lot of chaff in between, so it's like hard to get the actual good ones. There's also like 4 heroic interventions, 3 heroic interventions. The Secret Lair Marvel cards are in this. Yes, the ones that are, which I actually really like. This one, the Secret Lair ones that were Secret Lair exclusive are getting reprinted in this, and I think that is awesome. I think that is a really great thing that this is technically a reprint of a Secret Lair exclusive card. I think that is really good. I want stuff like that. Man, Fight to the Death. I love this card, but it is not that expensive of a card. It is $5. Dig to the Time is a good Magic card. That said, it is a 10-cent Magic card, not a great reprint. Oh, we got Show and Tell. Show and Tell still expensive? Okay. Couple bucks. I love the art on a lot of these. Like this one is sweet. The Storm is pretty sick as well. There's a lot of really good art here. Doom variant. Oh, this is a Roaming Throne. Roaming Throne is a good reprint. Sword of Fire and Ice is a good reprint. I still hate I hate the name changes. Like, you could have just called this the Roaming Throne and people would have gotten it, but whatever. This is cool. Also, Ravenous Tyrannosaurus, right? This is a reprint from the Jurassic World collection, which is funny because this isn't like, it's just a T-Rex. It doesn't actually need to be Jurassic Park related. And they could have always reprinted this anywhere, but I think it's good that it's getting a reprint. The Hulk art from the OG Secret Wars 1. This thing? I think so. Or you mean this? I don't know. I don't think I've read the original Secret Wars. Escape to the Wilds. This was like banned in standard, right? Right? It's Dr. Doom. He has a rocket throne. How do you not just print Roaming Throne on that? I don't know. Oh, this is Aurelia the War Leader. I think it's like a very okay. I don't know. It's hard to say. There's 60 cards, and I think that's the problem with it. Like, I like Bedlam's cool, and it is kind of a pricier card, so it's like a decent reprint. But it's just like there's too much, like, too many bulk commons that have just been reprinted. You know? We'll see. I don't think this is going to make a dent in a lot of the price of a lot of these cards. How do I search for alt arts in Scryfall? Well, this is just a set that I've listed. This is just the Marvel Universe set. Oh, the one where he's holding up the mountain. Oh. Bedlam is good art, but nothing about it seems like what it does. I mean, I don't know. Bedlam is supposed to just be like chaotic. I think this is kind of chaotic. The Seize of the Day looks sick. This looks like this art is awesome. A lot of really good art in this. Extinction Event, I really, really wish. Like, the text here looks kind of odd. I guess it's kind of neat that's just blank here. I don't know. I don't really like the look of some of these. I like the art though. I just wish there was less words on a lot of these. I wish like Dothy Voidwalker good reprint. I wish it wasn't Dothy Voidwalker so there'd be less text on the card. Monstrous Rage was literally just reprinted in Mystical Archive, yes. I mean, Show and Tell was just reprinted in Mystery Booster 2 and as a special guest. From whatever set. A lot of these, are cards that get reprinted a dozen times, right? Like Dig Through Time, yeah, it's a good card. It's a decent reprint. It was just reprinted in Strixhaven Commander and Final Fantasy Commander and Dustborn Commander and Outlaws Commander and Wilds of Vildren Commander and New Capenna Commander and as the Love Your LGS promo and in Commander 2021. So it's like, do we need another Dig Through Time reprint? I don't know. Probably not. Yes, this Path to Exile goes hard. Like this looks sick. Like, I am happy to run this as my Path to Exile. It looks cool. And honestly, this is what I wish Universes Beyond was. I wish Universes Beyond was just cosmetic. Like, straight up just cosmetic. Oh my god, there's someone at my door. Wait. What? I've been ding dong ditched. I wish it was just cosmetic. It'd be really sweet. Like if we only got things like this, where it said Archangel of Thunes at the top, and in small it said Heaven Sent Marvel, and it showed this, I would have like no complaints about Universes Beyond. What the hell is concerted effort? Oh, it's from Ravnica. All right. I think that's all I got to say about the set. I feel like I talked about the set a lot. I don't know. I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. I got to play it first before I like really properly rate it. I'm like very lukewarm about most of the cards. There's like 1 or 2 commanders I might brew around, maybe build. We'll see. And maybe I'll see you at pre-release. If you're in the LA area, then you can play pre-release with me. And that'll be fun. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Patrons, I'll probably get to some deck reviews at a later stream. I'm probably going to stream at least 2 more times this month. We'll do some deck reviews. So many things crossover collab with each other. You just know at this point. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, how much Marvel slop do we get in our life in general? And it is a lot, which is part of why I'm not like super excited about this one. If I wanted Marvel cool art, there's a lot of that. Anyway, yeah, this set looks neat. Let me know.